Abarigani, this is Doc Akh coming to you live and direct from deep in the Black Facts studio archives. And tonight we're going to be featuring the one and only original frankincense and myrrh. We've got both of them here together tonight, and we're going to show you how to use these two ancient elements in a modern way that will allow you to enjoy the aroma, the healing aroma of frankincense and myrrh without having to worry about the smoke or anything like that. And actually, you will find that they are as well, that they are hypoallergenic. So if you have allergies to smoke or things of that nature, no worries. We got you covered. So let's begin. I showed you what they look like. Let me show you the other elements. We have a pack of charcoals, a couple of packs of charcoals here. You can see the charcoals, they come in a little foil wrapper like this. We like to use 3 Kings. They seem to work the best. We also have a pack here of powdered ash. And no, this is not my granddaddy's ashes. This is powdered rice ash. Okay, it's just white, pure, clean ash. And we put that inside of our charcoal safe burner. Now this was not originally a charcoal safe burner, but we make it into a charcoal safe burner by adding the ash. And so you can see that you can see a piece of charcoal in there right now. I haven't lit it yet. I'm going to show you how to light it, but it's about 3/4 of the way full with the powdered rice ash. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the piece of charcoal, and I'm going to take a cigarette lighter, and I'm just going to light the corner of the charcoal, like so. And you can see it start to spark there. Can you see the sparks? See it sparking across there a little bit? Okay, I'm going to set it down before the sparks hit my hand, but you see some smoke coming, rising up off of the charcoal. So this is the charcoal that's making the smoke right now. And that's going to stop in just a minute. Once it finishes sparking all the way across the charcoal, that will end. So this is a charcoal. This is a, what do you call it? You don't need any kind of lighter fluid in order to start these charcoals. You just need the charcoals themselves. They're self-igniting. That's what they're called. They're self-igniting charcoals. And so that's what just happened here with the use of my handy-dandy lighter. Now, once we get it lit, we're going to take the charcoal and move it, just kind of move it to the side over here some. And we're going to take the a spoon. We have a handy-dandy spoon, right? Whenever you get it from us, we always include some kind of a spoon, a tool with which to manipulate the charcoal as well as the incense. And now that I've got the charcoal in there, oh, I better show you this part here. You can tell the charcoal is lit, it's fully lit. You want to wait, you want to let it spark all the way across, and then you want to look to see what color is the charcoal around the edges. And I kind of got a little bit of ash on there now. See if I can get it off so you can just see it real well here. Okay, if you blow it, if I blow on this, you'll see it turn red. It'll get real red over there on the side. And there you can see it there. It's red all the way around the edge. And that tells me that this charcoal is ready to go. And I can just set it right down here into I make a little depression in the middle of my powdered ash. And then I will take some of that powdered ash I moved out to the sides to make the depression, and I will place it, I'll move it around until it covers the charcoal. I'm not trying to cover it too deep, but I'm not trying to, I am trying to cover it enough so that when I put the resin on top of the powdered ash, because you never want the resin to come in direct contact with the charcoal, that what will happen is the resin will not burn. Instead, the resin will melt. How you doing out there, Ebony? I see you over there. Okay, so you see there I made a little hill. Made a little hill in there. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the resin here and I'm going to drop it right on top of that powdered ash. And I just took a little pinch there, not much at all. Just, you know, just like when you're cooking in the kitchen and they say take a pinch, they don't mean a whole cup. You just take a little pinch and you put it on there. And you see there's a tiny bit of smoke coming because this time the resin is fairly close to the charcoal. And what's going to happen is that resin on top is just going to melt. And as it melts, it slowly releases the aroma, the fragrance from the frankincense. Now, frankincense has a menthol quality to it, and that's one of the reasons why it's hypoallergenic. It's also very good for helping to open up your sinus cavities. Okay, so the frankincense, as opposed to shutting down your sinus cavities, will help to open them up. And what you see here, that's the most amount of smoke that we're going to get. And you can, I don't know if you can see it against the dark background here, but I can just barely see it here. Okay, just ever so slight amount of smoke that comes up from that. Now, if you want to use the frankincense and the myrrh together, because we always hear about it in the Bible together, you never use the myrrh by itself. You always use the myrrh along with the frankincense, and you use way less myrrh than you use frankincense. So I'm taking a half a pinch. This is just a half a pinch of myrrh, and I'm going to put that on top of there also. And the myrrh is an astringent. It's also a analgesic. Has analgesic properties also. So this kind of incense, not only is it used for sinus issues, etc., and for spiritual issues, it's also used in internal medicine. And if you read your packs of your toothpaste boxes, if you're not using Crest or whatever those other ones, what's that other one? Tide? No, that's for cleaning your clothes. But if you're using a really good toothpaste, when you look on the box before you take it out the box, look on the side of the box and you'll read the ingredients. And one of the ingredients that they use a lot in toothpaste today is myrrh. And they use that because of its astringent properties, pain relieving properties, etc. It's an old time tooth cleansing element, is actually myrrh. Frankincense is also good for the teeth as well. It's also good as a breath freshener. Okay, so if you have bad breath, you can just take a little chunk of the frankincense here. See if I can find a small chunk in here. Here's a small chunk here. You see it there? Just barely can see it there. Okay, and I just pop it in the mouth, and you chew that like gum, because that's what it is. That's why we call them resins. They are gum resins. They come from the trees, and if you've been watching tonight on the fourth night of Kwanzaa, you'll see that I had a whole series of videos on frankincense, because this is something I've been dealing with for a long time, and I've traveled literally around the world researching incense, whether it's this kind or on the sticks, etc. It's been a lifelong passion of mine. So, yeah, so I've got it in my mouth now, and I've just been chewing it up, and like I said, it's just like a gum, like chiclets. That comes from trees too. All your original gums come from trees. I don't know where the gums of today come from, but I know originally they came from the trees. Just like rubber came from trees also, right? Okay, so basically we're done here. We're going to just let that sit here and exude as much fragrance as we like. When we don't see any more smoke coming from it, or we feel like we want it to be a little stronger, then we can always add some more on top. Or you just, you want to move the old stuff to the side and then put some fresh stuff right there in the middle, because there may be some amount of it left when you're done. But typically, the way we're using it here, you're not going to have very much, if anything, left at all when it's done. It will all just have become very crispy and unusable, so to speak. Then the last thing is that when you do get the charcoals, if you were to go to the store and you were to see this in a box, the Three Kings is a red, white, and blue box. If you see those boxes and you read the instructions on the back, it'll give you a very different set of instructions as to how to go about using these resins. I've tried that before. It never worked very well. Smoked up the house, ran people out the house. If you don't want to run people out the house, follow my directions. The last thing is that if you follow those directions, which I call misdirections at this point, if you do follow those directions, what will happen is that you'll have it'll burn really, really quickly. It'll actually burn instead of just melting like you see it here slowly. It'll burn. It'll make a lot of smoke. The charcoal will go out in about an hour and will be unusable, and you have a big, huge chunk of charcoal. You'll have your resins won't burn completely, because what will happen is the combination of the resins and the charcoal just turn into a real big, messy kind of a blob. And so to avoid that, the other way we avoid that is by doing it this way. When we do it this way, instead of the charcoal burning for just 1 hour and not burn completely, it'll burn for 3 hours. The charcoal itself will continue burning for 3 hours, and it will burn completely. So you won't have anything left at all when you're done. Even when the charcoal piece gets down to where it's only about that big, okay, it's only that big, the charcoal will still be working up under this, underneath this powdered ash. The last thing I'll say is that when you go to pick up your charcoal safe burner and you use it this way that I'm directing you, the sides will feel cool. You will feel no heat whatsoever on the sides. You won't feel any heat on the bottom. The only place there'll be heat is on the top. So this is science. That's what I'm relating to you here. This is science. This is not mystery. This is not magical. This is some straight up science that I'm presenting to you here. That when you bury a hot piece of charcoal underneath the powdered ash, the heat only goes one direction, up. If you were to do this and use sand, or some people might use salt, it'll make the heat go out to the sides. The side of even your charcoal safe container like this one will heat up. It'll get very, very hot, be very difficult to handle, and you'd be likely to burn your whole house down. So don't burn your house down. Be happy as a mouse all up inside your house. Use it like I'm showing you here, and you'll have no need to fear your house burning down and you having to walk around with a frown all the time because you acted like a clown, and now you're just all over town because you ain't got no more house. So we do sell the items, the various items. We sell them in a package for $20. You could get a charcoal safe burner like this, a pack of the powdered ash, and you'd also get a pack of the resins plus a pack of the charcoals. And as you can see, that'll last you some amount of time. So all good in the neighborhood. As a matter of fact, when I showed you these containers with the frankincense and the myrrh, these are some of the burners that we sell. These are also charcoal safe burners. They're brand new. They're not used. They are imported. We imported these from China because they're finer. You know, all good ceramic actually come from China, which is why you have China cabinets and why they called it China in the first place, because that's where it came from. And they try to keep it very secret, tightly held secret as to how they go about making that China. So this is our offering for tonight for Ujamaa. And as you can see, there's a lot that I've packed in here just with this one item. I did not mention about the book, but you saw a picture of it earlier in my for my thumbnail. And this is a book we also have created, and the book is called Timely Scents Volume 3 on the Frankincense Trail. And this will give give you all kinds of information about frankincense. I've got other books that go into details, give you more information about a variety of incense, but this particular one focuses on frankincense because that's the one that became very famous on a worldwide basis even before some of the other ones, even though they may have been popular in their own rights. But frankincense, for some reason, it has a tendency to be very well known all over the world, even though people may call it different names. All right, so much for that. This is Doc Akh signing off. I hope you learned something, and maybe we'll even earn something from your learning. We'd like to be doing some earning. And what do we call that? You know what we call it. Ujamaa. Tutal Nana. Peace out, y'all. Let me wave here. Ansar and Ebony.